For the past few years, I have been really addicted to social media and has affected my mental health, especially during the pandemic. I feel like with different platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and more have become a way for me to escape from my own reality. As an Asian American who was born in Vietnam and came here with my parents as an immigrant at a young age, my interaction with my family have decreased, and so social media was my escape outlet from talking with my family. So, using this class project as an excuse, I would like to be able to talk with my parents more and spend 7 days doing the social media detox diary. So, based on my phone screen time, it seems like I have used social media a lot every single day for every single hours. And I realized that a proportion of the social media that I use is actually not useful to me. Like, all I do is refreshing the page or sending memes to my friend, watching TikTok for a number of hours, or watching Minecraft videos, watching anime, or just looking at my Facebook feed. So for this project, I want to know what is it like if I just stop using all the social media that I have, delete all the app that I have, delete all the things that I have on my phone, and just not use my phone at all for the next 7 days. In my own interpretation, social media detox is taking a break from social media for a certain period of time. I want to find out if taking 7 days off from social media will give me a positive effect and well being of how I feel about my usage of social media, or will it give me a negative withdrawal to social media and my addiction continues to increase without it. So, according to a website called Our Word in Data, and the title of the article, The Rise of Social Media by Esteban Ortiz Ospina, she says that there are 7.7 billion people in the world with at least 3.5 billion of us online. This means that social media platforms are used by 1 in 3 people in the world and more than two-thirds of all internet users. As we can see from this infographic of a chart, an interactive chart showing from 2004 to 2018 of different people using different platforms monthly in 30 days. We see that there are famous platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, WeChat, and so on. And we see how it has exponentially increased and how the evolution of social media and platform have survived and dominate the social media market for a large number of years. So before starting my 7 day social media detox, I would like to take a quick test to see whether if my online activity and relationship with social media is negatively impacting my well-being. And so if I've answered yes to 4 or more items on this list, then it is time for me to take some time out to take a break from social media. I spend more than 1 hour a day on a digital interface such as a computer, iPad, tablet, or phone. Yes, I often feel a dip in my mood after I've checked social media. Yes, I am frequently distracted. Yes, my sleep is often disturbed. Yes, my concentration level are worse than they were a few years ago. Yes, if I see something beautiful, I will usually take a picture of it to post on social media. No, if I left the house without a phone, I would feel some anxiety. Yes, instead of reading books, I read status update. Yes, the amount of like I receive on a social media post improve how I feel about myself. No, people around me have complained about my focus on my phone or device. No, I relax with a device. Yes. So, based on the quiz, I have gathered information that social media has a large impact in my life, and so I started my social media detox diary. And according to a research paper from Central for Time Use Research, Time Use Diary Designed for Our Time, they had a bunch of time diary template that I would like to use for my social media detox project. One that particularly stood out to me was the UK to US 2015 European Time Use Survey. So, the figure one of this time diary of showing 10 consecutive minute period where they had separate column in which respondent recorded what were they doing, the main activity, were they doing anything else at the same time, and then where were they, and who else was engaged in this activity with them. So for my social media detox project, I made a template inspired from the orange template that you saw previously. And what I did was I recorded 7 days of what I was doing. So on Monday at 10 a.m., usually what happened is that my alarm clock would wake me up. And this made me realize that I am very dependent with the technology that I'm using, such as my phone. But since I didn't have an alarm clock, I had my mom wake me up. Then after that, I start waking up, I start dressing up, and I start brushing my teeth to go to work, and that takes around 30 minutes. Afterward, I take the train from the red line from Fuse Corner Station to Downtown Crossing, and then taking the orange line to Roxbury Crossing. Usually during this period of time, I would use my phone, listen to music while I am on the train. But since by not using my phone, I was more aware of the surrounding that I was in. I was looking at the signs, I was looking at the people around me, and I was just more mindful of where I was. After, I started to go to work from 12 to 6 p.m. But between 12 to 2 p.m., I realized that part of my work I had to use technology, and so I was answering phone call, I was emailing, and I was inputting timesheet for youth. And then around 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., I took a lunch break and ate pizza with my coworker and actually have a one-on-one conversation with them. And then after that, I started working again from 4 to 6 p.m., doing the same thing. And then from 6 p.m., I went home taking train. And so when I got home at 7:30 p.m., I started taking a shower, doing my homework, eating dinner, and then my friend called me, and so I went to Sweet Sip. Well, it was 5 minutes away from my house. I talked with my friend and I drank boba with them, and I got home at 1 a.m. I brushed my teeth and I went to sleep at around 2 a.m. in the morning. So that was a sample of one day of what I did in my life and how did it affect me without using social media. The 7 days that I've done will be in the submission of Blackboard. But basically, throughout my hypothesis, I realized that by not using social media, I was not dependent to it at all, and it did promote mindfulness and also promoting a positive effect and well being to my body and to my mentality. I realized that so much of our time on social media has an effect of information being consumed and being taken by us. And so we get stressed out and we don't think about the time that we have with our family, with our friends, and also the time that is so precious to us. This lead back to our reading from 10 Arguments for Deleting Your Social Media Accounts Right Now by Duran Lanyard. According to Lanyard, social media is the root cause of some of our most significant problems. In the seventh argument of his book, Lanyard discusses how unhappiness is a common result of social media usage. It is a type of social media result because everyone wants to be like someone or the perfect person. It is causing you to become fake or played by either your fellow peer celebrity or these big name. You feel unhappy because this is not you. I feel like our generation is very dependent on social media, making us feel like we need social media to connect and interact with one another. But my experiment with my own family during Thanksgiving made me realize that I didn't really need social media and that I can connect with my family if I try hard enough. And so social media controls your emotion, it manipulates you, and it creates materialistic needs for you to buy things to make you happy. But in reality, connecting with people take a lot of work, but at the end the result is amazing. In terms of Marxism and the Marxist theory, so it views the audience as passive consumers, where we just sit here and accept the information that is given to us through media, through different type of TV show, television, social platform, and so on. In the society that we live in right now, media is used for the bourgeoisie, especially as a chess pawn, as a tool for them to manipulate the proletariat, which are the consumer and the people who are below them. They are used to propagate informations and to maintain the status quo. An example with this would be social media using your information, using the algorithm that you have provided them to sell it to other people, and using propaganda videos from politics to make you believe in a certain topic or a certain issue. And it is an effort to keep those who are in power stays in power. And so, another theory of Karl Marx is alienation of labor, where people who are working in their job don't feel connected to their job and are just working on their job to get hourly wages or to get money in order to live and survive. And so this project have taught me that how I feel and how I navigate my life through social media is not just an individual form of way, but that there are other people who are going through the same thing as me, feeling alienated, as Karl Marx said, and to be more critical and self-aware of the social media that I'm using and how that the system that we are in is benefiting the bourgeoisie and those who are in power. And so I learned a lot throughout this project, and I hope that in the future or in the further future, I can do another project like this that's teaching us how to be more mindful of the surrounding that we are in and to have a collective consciousness.